Okay, so in between, I have done a little bit of reading into where we should go next in terms of our needs. Now, the first thing on the here that I do want to do, oh, that's not it, is I need to make myself a collector crystal. Now, to make a collector crystal, it's not too difficult, but it's better to make one because then we can have more concentrated starlight here on our altar during the day, and we need quite a lot, so it's going to be very beneficial to us. Now, as you can see, the crafting recipe here is not too difficult, so we can start by placing our resonating crystals in, which we are going to need, and we also need some other bits and pieces. I'm going to use whichever one of these is best. There we go. That celestial crystal is the best one we've got. 1, 2, 4. And oh, we've just got enough illumination powder. So, if we place these in, and the other 4 go here, with our celestial crystal in the center. Now it should, oh, it's got to be attuned. Ah, yes. I almost forgot. So we've got to attune this to something. And that needs to be done using one of our things down here. Now, as I'm only using it for a starlight collector, it doesn't particularly matter which one I attune it to. Now, of course, attuning it to different things will benefit in different ways when we use collector crystals for other various resources. So, I need it to go nighttime, which is going to be about 5 minutes or so. So I'm going to wait for nighttime to come around, and then we'll attune it to one of our celestial things down here. Okay, the sun is going down. I'm just waiting for any of my altars to turn on now. I'm not quite sure which ones are going to turn on. Okay, it looks like there's a few that will work. I know, look, these guys can't come close. Okay, so I can never remember which altar is which. Not like it makes a huge difference. Oh, we haven't leveled up very much yet. I've just noticed. Let's do this one. Now, it doesn't particularly matter which I attune it to, like I said, since it's purely going to be a collector of starlight for us. Oh, look. When mobs come close, they die to my little contraption here in the middle. So, let's attune this one to this constellation here, which is pretty cool for us. Now, oh, here we go. So there we go. So now it is attuned to the stars, attuned to Avitius, which is cool. So if we go up here now, we can use this to collect starlight. Now I think actually I have to. Do I? No. I was just double checking. I couldn't remember if I needed to do that or not. Did I? I touched the night vision. Now, these aren't going to be contributing very much to my collector anymore, as you can probably tell. Could you please shift? Thank you. So, attuned celestial crystal. Right, have I done the crafting recipe correctly? Celestial crystals, crystal collector. Now this is only saying a rock crystal in the middle. You can do it apparently with these celestial crystals as well. For whatever reason, it's not saying it's working. Let's see. Wow, we've got a really tricky altars going on here. Let's see. It's not saying. Oh, there we go. Now, why is it saying it's not working? That's definitely the correct crafting recipe. That is definitely the correct crafting recipe. I'm not sure why it's saying it's not working. That's definitely correct. I'll have a mess around and I'll have a see. Okay, so it has in fact transformed now into our Celestial Crystal Collector. Now, as I said earlier, these little things over here, they're not contributing much anymore. Now, there is a new structure which we can make, which is this little thing here. And this will provide a lot more starlight for us. So I will be replacing these. So let's pick these little things up, because we don't need them anymore. They're not contributing too much. It's very minute. This collector crystal is going to help us out in a huge way. A huge way. So we're going to place this down instead. So let me see what blocks we need to complete this structure. So we need... Okay. It doesn't actually consume the starlight, so that is going to be pretty useful for us. Okay, so we need a couple of different blocks here. Where is... There we go, chiseled is what I was looking for. Oh, looks like the weather's taken a turn for the worst. Let's have a see. So I think it's a 3x3 with the chiseled on the end. Works out pretty nicely. A 3. Oh, I'm gonna have to fill that one in. With a chisel on the end. Oh, that's definitely not a 3x3. There we go. That's more like it. And we need engraved a pillar in the middle. I don't... See, it doesn't tell you what's underneath. I'm assuming it's a ritual block. I'm assuming it's a ritual block. So we need the pillar. Did I need my marble? Did I need the marble arch? Definitely needed this. No, we need engraved. Engraved. Which are going to be at the four corner. Oh. That's going to go in the middle. With... I didn't bring any more over. Yeah, they're going to go on the four sides. It's definitely a circle round, and we just need one more block for the middle, which is going to be our chiseled. I need to grab some starlight as well, so that's that. And then 2 blocks above, use the sooty. I think if I place that there, yep, that should work perfectly. I wish this rain would go away. That would be super duper helpful right now. Yeah, let's grab me a bucket. Let's try and fill in as much as we can. Over here, I'm assuming it has to be all of it. We're going to have to wait for that to fill up. So we need another 4 buckets, and then we should be enough. Should be enough to fill this thing up. While we wait for that, I'm going to get our linking tool. So if we have a look at this now, it's all the way down here. We've got next to nothing. If I link this crystal to the altar, we get our faint beam of light. And look at how much we're getting. And I think it's during the day. That's a lot of resonating light coming from this one little crystal here. And that's not even concentrated yet. That will concentrate our power further, which is going to be very, very wild, I have to say. Now, I think it is daytime, which is kind of annoying. So I'm going to have to wait for the day-night cycle again. Okay, so it is now nighttime. And as you can see, we've got our little setup going on over here. And our crystal is accepting of the starlight from this starlight liquid, and it is focusing it over here. And as you can see, during the day, we actually have this much starlight, believe it or not. I will show you as well. So this crystal is an extremely powerful crystal. As you can see, every now and again, we're getting a couple of these particle effects, these lightning bolts, which does show the strength of the... That's how a lot of the things in this mod are shown. It's shown through the strength using these lightning bolts, and you see them every now and again. They just happen. So we've got a pretty strong altar here. That is for sure. That's really what we wanted to get up to. Now, as for anything else, the lenses could be pretty cool. I could show you the lenses here. So let me just show you the lenses really quickly. Where is my linking tool? So if I get my lens here and I link that to there, it will start accepting the light. Now, this is going to weaken this a little bit. Why does it have to rain? In fact, this actually works perfect. So ignition, if I put this into here, and then I want to aim this, I don't know, have I got a block on me? Let me find a interesting. Let me see. Let me grab a block. Now, if I put the block here, and I focus this onto this block, as you can see, there's an ignition room. You have to be careful, because it does set you on fire. So it does ignite you as a player. Well, luckily it's raining now, so I can stand in it and it works perfectly. Now, something else that works really nice with this is if I grab some, I don't know, potatoes. Some pork chops. Here we go. If I throw the pork chops in front of here, it will start to cook all of the pork chops. So as you can see, they're all popping and popping. And it's a really fast way to cook food. So as you can see, we've got some pork chops cooking. Let's see how many actually cooked. Okay, so we've got a couple of them cooking. There we go. It's cooking the pork chops, so it's a good way to cook things, and it also ignites people, so you have to be careful of that. But it is a really cool thing. And as you can see, it's pretty much cooked tomorrow. We get the gist. So I can chuck these away now. I don't need to have any pork chops on me. But as you can see, that's what it does. Now, if you shift right click, it pulls it out. So the next one we'll look at is going to be, let's use break. Now, as you can imagine what break does, it breaks blocks that it's aimed at. So if you place a block down in front of it, like you just seen there, it's going to break the block. Now, it does work with things like obsidian. It just takes a little bit longer. So let me pick up that one. So that's good for mining and whatnot as well. Next, we've got damage. Now, damage works on entities rather than players. So, as you can see, I can stand in here. It does absolutely nothing to me. If you was to place a zombie or a cow or a chicken, I don't actually have, obviously I'm not in creative. I don't have spawn eggs to show you. But if they stand in front of this, it's going to be good and it kills them. So it's pretty much using the crystal stones. And you could probably make a very effective mob spawner, which could be pretty cool, because with the rituals you can anchor point and make yourself a spawner doing that. So there's multiple different ways. We've got push. So as you can imagine what push does, if you throw something in front of it, it pushes the items in that direction. So if I throw it to here, there you go, it pushes it along. So you could have a pretty cool movement system just based off this alone. So we've got push. We've got regeneration, which this isn't really... It's not really regeneration. It's wrongly named. This one's more like heal. Now, if I just take some damage... Oh, I've got regeneration, haven't I? The regeneration crystal's going. But if I was to take damage and step in front of this, it would heal me to full heart. It doesn't actually give you a regen, it just insta-heals. So that could come in handy as well. And then we've got growth. you can probably imagine what this is. If you concentrate it onto a crop, the crop will then grow. It's not significantly. You don't see it significantly, but it is quite a strong growth. But if I unlink these now, because we don't want to be taking away... Can I... How do I unlink now? I forgot. Can I just break this, or... No, I can't. I can break this down anyway. Yes. Unlinked all links. And unlink all links. Did it work? Unlink all links, and then I can link it back to our table. There we go. So there's some uses for our lenses. They're going to come in pretty handy very, very soon. So I'm going to leave these in here for the time being. But we've got some pretty good uses for those, which we can have a look at very soon. Oh, it looks like one of our crystals broke. So looking at what we can do in here next, we've got a few different things that we can look at. I'm not sure what this is. This stellar refraction table. Haven't really had a chance to look at it very well. So I'm not too sure. I'll have to have a bit of a reading on that. It's again with the tree beacon. We've got the ritual anchor, which we can make, which I am going to look at setting up maybe a little, like, a bit of a mob spawner. Maybe. I'm going to have a look at that at some point soon. Maybe we can get a little bit of a mob spawner going and we can see what that does. We've got the crystal prism, which we can actually throw together here. Let's just do that really quickly and I'll show you what that does. It is pretty cool. And basically, the light that you get from this, using the light of the lenses, it can split into different... it can split into different multiple directions. So instead of a lens where it points it in one direction, this can split it outwards into many different directions. But remember, the light is distributed equally. So it's basically a lens, but does a better job. But we're going to build one anyway, because I am probably going to use one at some point. So we'll grab ourselves that. Oh, I just give myself night vision. And let me see. What else did we need? So we need a rock crystal. Now, I presume we're going to use a decent sized one. So we need 4 of those. We need more of our little lenses. Let's start putting these in. So those go in the top corners. We've got those there. Those are going around. So we need some wood, some of our dust, which is going to go in there. We need a rock crystal, which I did have on me. Some gold and then some wood and our ritual blocks. So some wood. Oh, we need more of those ritual blocks actually. Some wood and some gold. And some gold. There we go. So the gold's going to go either side. And we've got the wood. And then the ritual. Oh, does it have to be a certain piece of... No, any wood works. Is it just not... No. Something's not right. Resonating. I'm not sure why. That's saying it doesn't work. That's interesting. That's definitely the craft. Oh, hold on. There we go. So let's make ourselves one of these prisms. Now we do get an upgrade to our altar here very soon, which is going to be very, very nice. There are a few things left in here, so this is one of them. We've got the illumination one, and we've still got the crystal tools to look at. So I think we'll do the wand and the crystal tools in the next episode. And then we'll try and get a tree beacon. I think we'll see what a tree beacon does, because I've no idea. So as you can see, I'll place it down. It's got the crystal in the middle. You can put in the lenses, which if I can just grab one really quick. You can place it in a lens, and then you can split it off into different directions when you've concentrated the light into it. And again, you just shift right click to remove it. There we go. So we've built one. That's what I want to do. I just want to make sure I build things so I know I've got one. And I know I've done it already. But yes, the same thing as a lens. Directly concentrated light into it, and then it can split off into different directions, which is pretty damn cool. Now, I do want to look at the ritual as well at some point. Because there is a pretty nifty ritual which you can do using... Well, it's not necessarily the ritual itself. It's using the different aspects which we learnt about. So, Decidia and the other constellations. One of them you can have, like I said, the mobs dropping their items. You can have a large-scale smeltery, mob spawner. There's a few different things that I want to look at. Now, the mob drop thing is pretty cool. And could be very useful. I keep hearing an Enderman. He must be inside my building here, where it's dry. Yep, 3 of them, 4 of them. 4 of them just chilling from the rain. But yes, that is going to be our next step. Is to build our wands, finish off the crystal tools that we need to make, which is going to take a lot of our starlight fluid because it does use it up every single time. And then we'll try and get the tree beacon. We'll try and finish off the last few things before we upgrade our altar into the next stage. So that is where I'm going to end off. And I'm going to do a little bit of reading on these other areas that I haven't completed yet.